Hello everyone, I'm Sam from the Shenzhen Lei Shili Maintenance Service Team. Welcome to today's sharing. The first 9 episodes covered the stacker's maintenance and calibration techniques, but all of that work rests on one premise: safety. The stacker is a high-speed, high-load machine, traveling several meters per second, and carrying several tons. And if a protective device fails, the consequences are severe. So today we'll systematically go through the stacker's safety devices, what they are, how to check them, and how to set the inspection frequency, and give you a ready-to-use daily checklist. 4 learning goals today. First, know which safety devices the stacker has and what each does. Second, learn the inspection method and pass criteria for each. Third, master a 3-tier checklist: what to do daily, weekly, and monthly. Fourth, understand that safety inspection is not a formality, but a responsibility for your own life and your colleagues. So what safety devices does a stacker have? 8 categories in all. 1. E-stop buttons, multiple positions to cut power instantly. 2. The safety door interlock, the aisle entry door, where the stacker must stop when someone enters. 3. Limit switches, end of travel protection in every direction. 4. The safety light curtain, forming a protective screen at the aisle entry and station area. 5. Anti-collision, laser or mechanical. 6. Slack broken rope protection, detecting whether the wire rope is slack or broken. 7. The safety gear, mechanical braking if the carrier overspeeds in a fall. 8. The audible/visual alarm, beacon and buzzer. None of these 8 can be missing, and all need regular inspection. The e-stop and the door interlock are the most basic safety devices. Press test the e-stop every day before startup. When pressed, the machine must stop at once, and a twist reset is needed before it can restart. Check the door interlock daily too. The stacker must stop when the door opens. Here's a red line to stress: never bypass a door interlock. Some operators bypass it for convenient access, but that's gambling with lives. The stacker runs at high speed in the aisle, and an accident would be unthinkable. Any bypass must be reported and fixed immediately. Now, limit switches and the safety light curtain. Limit switches include travel, hoist, fork, and deceleration limits. Trigger each by hand weekly to confirm the machine stops properly. The light curtain deserves even more attention. It forms an infrared screen to protect people. Daily, clean the windows and block it with a test rod to confirm it stops the machine. Weekly, test each beam. Note especially goods left blocking the light curtain are equivalent to a failed safety device. That's a violation everyone must avoid. Anti-collision protection is laser or mechanical. Clean the laser lens and function test it weekly. Check the mechanical buffers monthly. Slack broken rope protection and the safety gear are key to hoist safety. Slack protection detects whether the rope has gone slack, and broken rope protection breaks instantly if it snaps. What is the safety gear? It's the last physical line of defense. If the carrier descends at overspeed, a centrifugal mechanism trips and wedge jaws grip the guide rail for mechanical braking. Inspect the safety gear visually monthly, function test it quarterly, and have it professionally calibrated yearly. Note that the safety gear is relied on only when everything else has failed out, so it must be kept ready at all times. The safety PLC and safety relays are the control core of the protection system. The safety PLC uses a redundant architecture and self-diagnosis, going to a safe state on a fault, and carries SIL3 FTPLE certification. Safety relays use force-guided contacts to ensure reliable disconnection. What checks should maintainers do? Daily, check the PLC and relay status LEDs. Weekly, trigger a safety signal to confirm the PLC responds. Monthly, read the fault log. Quarterly, back up the program and test redundancy switchover. These control parts are just as important as the field safety devices, so take them seriously. Here's a 3-tier safety checklist. 8 daily items, doable in 10 minutes before startup, including the e-stop test, door interlock, light curtain and alarms. 8 weekly items, including triggering the limits in each direction, cleaning and testing the laser anti-collision, the slack rope trigger, and a beam-by-beam light curtain check. Monthly, inspect the safety gear and buffers. Quarterly, function test the safety gear. The key is to sign and record after each check and report any abnormality at once. Remember, safety inspection is not a formality. Lockouts tagout is the most basic and most important safety procedure in maintenance work. In 6 steps. Step 1. Define the work and prepare personal locks. Step 2. Shut down normally. Step 3. Cut all energy sources. The step most often missed. Note that a stacker's energy includes electrical, pneumatic, stored spring energy, and gravity. Step 4. Lock and tag. Each person uses their own lock and keeps their own key, never handing it to others. Step 5. Verify stored energy is released. Step 6. Verify isolation. Try to start and confirm the machine won't run. Among common mistakes? Watch especially for sharing one lock and skipping the verification step. In Vietnamese plants, LOTO training must be thorough, because with high staff turnover, new workers may not know the full procedure. Now, warning lights and communication checks. Audible / visual alarms include the rotating beacon, strobe, buzzer, and voice alarm. Daily, look to see the lights are on or flashing, and listen that the sound is clear. For communications, test the two-way radios before each shift. Confirm the control room receives equipment alarms daily, and test the emergency PA monthly. Pay special attention to radio coverage in the aisle. If there are dead zones, a maintainer caught in an emergency inside the aisle can't call for help, which is a serious hazard that must be investigated. There are 6 common safety violations: bypassing the door interlock, blocking the light curtain, skipping the e-stop test, running past the limits, working without lockouts tagout, and not reporting a failed safety device. The gravest is bypassing the door interlock. Why can it cause such severe consequences? Here's a real case. A warehouse maintainer entered an aisle to work. Because the door interlock had been bypassed, the stacker suddenly started and trapped him between the stacker and the rack, causing serious injury. The lesson: never bypass a safety device, and anyone who finds a bypass must report it immediately. A safety inspection record isn't just a form to fill in. What's it for? First, traceability. You can trace a recurring problem device to its root. Second, compliance. Records are key evidence in a safety audit. Third, improvement. Data analysis reveals trends. Key elements: standardized forms, dual sign-off, closed-loop handling of abnormalities, and retention for at least 3 years. See the sample template on the right. Digital records have many advantages over paper: live upload, automatic reminders, tamper-proofing, trend analysis. For Vietnamese plants, use paper plus electronic scans during the transition and ultimately move to a digital system. Safety training and safety culture are the soft power of safety management. Training includes 3-level safety education for new hires, annual refreshers, equipment-specific training, and emergency drills. Culture activities include daily pre-shift meetings, monthly safety meetings, near-miss reporting, and rewards for safety suggestions. In Vietnamese plants, mind 3 things. 1. High staff turnover means new hire safety training must be thorough. 2. The language barrier means bilingual Chinese-Vietnamese materials. 3. Cultural differences mean localizing the management approach. The ultimate goal is to shift safety from INTOL to TO. I want TO, building a culture where everyone speaks up for and owns safety. Let's recap today's key points. 1. The 8 categories of safety devices, none can be missing. 2. The 3-tier checklist. 8 daily, 8 weekly, monthly and quarterly items, all followed to the list. 3. Never bypass the door interlock. That's the red line. 4. Never block the light curtain. 5. The 6-step LOTO procedure. Not one step may be skipped. 6. Retain safety inspection records for at least 3 years for traceability. Remember, safety is the premise of all maintenance work. That's it for today. We covered the stacker's 8 categories of safety devices, the safety PLC and safety relays, the lockouts tagout procedure, the 3-tier checklist, warning lights and communication checks, common safety violations, and a case study, safety inspection record management, and safety training and culture building. To stress again, safety is the premise of all maintenance work. Next episode is the AS/LARS fire system and interlock testing guide. At the end of the course, let me introduce our core business. The Lasili Vietnam team specializes in providing logistics automation equipment maintenance services for local Vietnamese enterprises. We have a dedicated local service team, which is much more efficient than remote coordination. If you have any needs, feel free to contact us for consultation. Thanks everyone. See you next time.